Hey my friends, Mike from the Nightmare Cinema Club. Sorry about that little thing you just saw there. Horror movies just make me happy. They bring out something in me that makes me very happy as a human being. And as you might have gathered already, the movie that we're going to cover today has to do with our favorite stalker in Crystal Lake, Mr. Jason Voorhees. I'm going to do part 3 today because that's it's been requested by another good friend of mine, and it's also my favorite of the series, part 3. It's because I saw part 3 way before I saw all the other movies, and then I started backtracking over the years and, you know, gathering information about all of the other movies. But part 3 has a very special place in my heart because if you think about it, this is the movie where Jason got his mask the very first time. So yeah, my friends, let's get into the video, and I'll see you guys inside. I'm just gonna groove to some more disco music. I'll see you guys inside the video. Well, my friends, it had to start somewhere. I remember watching this movie on an old, worn-out VHS cassette tape, and it was just one of those nights where I got lost in the story, and I fell in love with Jason Voorhees. This scene scared the crap out of me, not just because of the jump scares that we get in this, but the way the music is playing, the way Chris is panicking as Jason walks up to her, and of course the brutal way which Jason disposes of Ali, the leader of the motorbike gang. Let's watch this one together. You'll see what I mean. Let me know in the comments about your favorite Friday the 13th moments and how Jason made you hide underneath the covers, especially when you heard the now famous ma. This movie was released in 1982 by Paramount Pictures, and it was the 3rd movie in the series. It was followed by a lot of sequels, a TV series which had nothing to do with the movies, a movie where Jason and Freddy Krueger go head to head, and also a remake of Friday the 13th in 2009. I didn't know this. I thought Jason always had his iconic hockey mask, but if it wasn't for the character of Shelley in part 3, Jason would never have his iconic hockey mask, as it was one of the 2 masks that Shelley brought to the camp to scare his friends with. It kinda makes you wonder what would have happened if Shelley brought a dog mask or a funny bunny mask to Camp Crystal Lake. Would we have a different Jason? Ah well, I guess we'll never know. The movie stars Larry Zinner, Dana Kimmel, Tracy Savage, Paul Kartka, Catherine Parks, and various others as the teens who go to Camp Crystal Lake for a little bit of a getaway. And of course, Jason Voorhees is played by the legendary stuntman Richard Brooker, who sadly passed away in 2013. A man and his wife is killed very early on, which signals that Jason has returned for some more bloodshed. On the way to Camp Crystal Lake, the teens pick up Vera and Shelley, who has been set up as kind of a little bit of a blind date situation, but you can see very early on that Vera is not impressed by Shelley. A little further up the road, they have an encounter with a homeless man who tells them that something bad is coming for them. They run off and they leave the man behind. Well, I think I would have done the same. Everybody is very excited when they get to the lake, except for Shelley, who has this nasty habit of pranking and scaring his friends. You know, maybe he feels that's the only way he can get acceptance into the group. Shelley and Vera go to the local store where they meet a biker gang led by Ali. By mistake, Shelley drives into one of the bikes and Ali ends up smashing the windows of the car. Shelley decides to run over one of the bikes and they drive off, leaving the biker gang very furious. This leads the biker gang to go to the camp and cause some trouble for the teens. While Ali and Loco steals the gasoline from the van, Fox goes into the barn and fools around for a bit. Loco goes to look for her, but finds her pinned to the wall with a pitchfork. He soon gets killed by Jason as well. Ali finds the bodies of Fox and Loco and has a little bit of a fight with Jason. We find out later that he survived this fight. The teens retire for the night, and this is where we find out that Chris has had a run-in earlier in her life with Jason. Shelley tells Vera that he likes her very much, but again she rejects him I feel so sad for the poor guy. Vera meets Jason head on with his new hockey mask and he kills her. Now this signals that Shelley has also made his fate. Jason moves on to Andy and Debbie in the cabin where they just had their last sexy time. Andy is killed in a very painful looking way and Debbie soon after. Chili and Chuck also gets killed by Jason. Chuck gets electrocuted and Chili is impaled with a fire poker. Paul and Chris returns to the cabin and they start looking for the others. Unfortunately, Paul is killed in one of the funniest ways I've ever seen on screen as his eyeball pops out towards the audience. Chris starts finding the victims and soon she's being chased around by Jason. She manages to stab him in the leg, but it doesn't really slow him down. I mean, he's Jason Voorhees, he's not Donald Duck. Chris surprises Jason in the barn by tying a rope around his neck and hanging him. Now that's the scene I was talking about in the beginning. While Jason focuses on Ollie and finally killing him, Chris hits Jason with an axe and he falls to the ground. Chris walks up to the lake and gets into one of the boats. Unfortunately, she's having a little bit of a bad nightmare where she's attacked by Jason's mother in the lake. Afterwards, the police show up and they take Chris away from all the madness. The film ends with the motionless body of Jason lying in front of the barn with the axe still in his head. Well, my friends, this has been my review of Friday the 13th Part 3. Remember to subscribe, hit that notifications, and leave me some comments about your favorite Friday the 13th movies and anything that has to do with Jason. And as I always say, my friends, keep well, be safe, and enjoy the fear.